This is going to be a dragon scale effect resin tutorial using Craftor Resin in our Crystal Edge square mold. I started off by mixing about 8.5 ounces of resin, and I divided it into 1.7 ounces for 3 different colors. That's a blue color. I used 7 tiny scoops. That's a beautiful pink color. Again, 7 scoops, tiny scoops that I've shown in my other videos. And then I have Pearlex Micropearl powder. Again, 7 tiny scoops in the 1.70 ounces of resin. That leaves me about 3.3 ounces of clear for my push on the bottom and in the middle of the pour. And of course I have some crushed glass and glass glitter there. I waited till the resin was about 33 to 34 degrees Celsius to pour. I've just found the more resin starts to set up, the better results you tend to get. I don't put a lot of clear on the bottom. Some people do. I find that the clear tends to push out too much in my molds, and I like to have the color on the crystal edges rather than just clear resin. So I just put a little bit there in order to cover the bottom and tilt it around. I think I added a tiny bit more. Yep. Just a tiny bit more to help the colors to move. And this is a pretty easy pour. You just pour more than half of the cup of the first color, which is my beautiful blue. Then right on top of that, you pour more than half of the pink. Love that color pink. And then more than half of the Micropearl by Pearlex. It's a beautiful shimmery kind of white, but no glitter in it. That was my problem in a previous pour. There was too much glitter in the mica, which tended to settle on the front. And then I'm just taking a little bit of that clear and putting it in the center. Apparently the clear is what causes the crackles or the scale effects. And then you just go and put the rest of the colors in. I'm using the balance of the blue there. And if you see, the resin's not being very reactive. I didn't know how Craftor resin would work, but it worked beautifully with a bloom. It worked beautifully in my Seed of Life tray, so I figured I would try it with this dragon scale effect. Then you put the balance of the pink in. And what's great about this resin, it is measured by volume, but I hate measuring by volume. It lets me use this ratio where you divide it by 1.9, the total amount, divide it by 1.9, then subtract that from the total again to get your A and B ratios, and it works out perfect every time. That way you can measure by weight and really be accurate because cups never have the correct volume on them. And here's the rest of the Pearlex Micropearl. Some resins say not to scrape the sides. It doesn't really matter if you've mixed your resin well enough. And then I use the rest of the clear in the center, which opens it up so I can put my glitter in. It opens up a little window. And then you just let the resin do its thing and wait for the magic to happen. If you hear beeping in the background, that's some truck outside. I hate recording videos during the day when there's more going on than in the middle of night when I normally do them. I just pull the resin into the crystal edges a little bit there. It's already starting to close up. And I have a little bit of a speed ramp to show it starting to cure. I think I do swirl the center there just to get rid of the clear center. Then the next day, it's time to demold. And this resin sets up pretty fast. I would say around 12 hours. You don't really have to wait 24 hours. Maybe 24 hours for a full cure, but it's definitely hard enough to demold. The back looks cool like it is. I love that effect. Doesn't it look like black was in there, but no black was used? I can't wait to try this with other mica colors.